All right, for today for math, we're going to have review exit tickets, going to have 5 questions. And I'm going to go over how to do questions that are very similar to these type of questions that you're going to find on your exit ticket. These are things that we've learned throughout the year, and I just wanted to see if we remembered how to do them. The first thing we're going to do is reflections. Remember, reflections are mirror images of each other. So, uh, remember, if you're going to reflect over the x-axis, you change the y value. If you're going to reflect over the y-axis, you change the x. Or you can just graph and count. Remember, reflection of something is its mirror image. So let's graph the point -2, -3. So I go over to -2 and I'm down to -3. So I have that spot right there. So I want to reflect it over the x-axis. So the x-axis is right here. So we're going to reflect right over the x-axis. So right now I am below the x-axis, and I want to be above the x-axis because that's a reflection. I'm below it, reflect above it. So right now, if we just graph and count, I am 1, 2, 3 below the axis. So let's go up 1, 2, 3 above the axis. And now I am at the point of -2, 1, 2, 3. So if I do that, I'm at the point -2, 3. Let's see how our rule worked out. It says reflect over x. We change the y. The y was -3. It became 3. The x is the same. So you can do this and count, or remember the rule, reflect over x, change y. Now let's look at another one. Let's change this to a red. We're going to reflect over the y-axis. So our y-axis is the up and down, the vertical axis. So we want to graph the point 3, -4, because we're going to flip that over the y-axis. So 3, -4. And I have this point right here. So I want to reflect it over y. So I am to the right of the y-axis. So if I reflect it, that would put me on the left of it. I am 1, 2, 3 to the right. Let's move it 1, 2, 3 to the left. And my new coordinate is 1, 2, 3 left. So that's -3. And I am still down 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at the rule for this. I reflected over the y, so reflection over the y changes our x. Our x was 3, it is now -3. So keep that in mind when you do a problem like this on your exit ticket. Okay? Now, we have absolute value. Absolute value is a measure of how far from 0 you are on a number line. So if we write something like absolute value of 5, the little lines here, as you remember, mean absolute value, is how far from 0 on your number line. So 5 is here. How far are you from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the absolute value of 5 is 5. Okay? Let's see absolute value of absolute value of -4. How far are you from 0? You're at -4. How far from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4 spots from 0. So the absolute value is going to be a positive number. It just wants to know how many spots from 0 on a number line. If I have something like -1/2, how far from 0 is -1/2? Well, it is there. How far? It's 1/2 spot away. So it doesn't matter what's your number, it's still going to come out positive every single time. Okay, moving on. Here, conversions. We want to multiply the unit by the fraction of what you want. Okay, that might not make sense to you, but let's look. I have 4 gallons. So I have 4 gallons. What do I want? I want to know quarts. So I'm going to multiply the fraction of what I want. And I'm going to put quarts on the top because I want to know quarts. Okay, so I have 4 gallons times this conversion. I know there's 4 quarts in every gallon. So 4 over 1 times 4 over 1 is 16 over 1, or 16 quarts. Okay. Next one. Go with red this time. I have 5 pounds. I'm going to multiply it by the fraction of what I want. I want to know ounces. And I have pounds, so that goes on the bottom. Okay. And I know there is 16 ounces in 1 pound from my conversions. So I have 5 over 1 times 16 over 1. 5 times 16 is 80. So if I have 5 pounds of something, that's the same as having 80 ounces. Remember, multiply what they're giving you times the unit conversion as a fraction. Put what you want on top and just multiply it. So let's look at our third one. Put this in green. I have 36 yards. And I want to find out how many feet. So I'm going to take the 36 yards, which I have, and multiply it by the fraction of the conversion. I want it in feet. I put that on top. Yards, what I have, on bottom. So I know there is 3 feet in 1 yard. So 36 times 3 is 108 feet. Okay. Let me do one slightly different one. Okay. Let's say I have, back to blue. Let's say I have 20 quarts. I want to know how many gallons that is. So I'm timesing it by gallons. And I know 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. Well, this is a little bit different because my number ends up on the bottom. So I end up with 20 over 4, which is basically 20 divided by 4. I end up with 5 gallons. So if you put what you want on top, you won't even have to worry about if you're multiplying or dividing, because you're always multiplying by something. It's either going to be a whole number or a fraction. Okay, moving on to problem 4. Unit rates. Ready Cat says, get things per 1. I want to know what's faster, 16 miles in 4 minutes or 35 in 7. Is that 16 per 4 or 35 per 7? So let's get them per 1. So I have 16 per 4. Okay, how do I get it per 1? Well, divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So this is 4 miles per minute. Or I can always just do, instead of thinking of it as a fraction, 16 divided by 4 is 4. So over here I have 35 miles per 7 minutes. 35 divided by 7 is 5. This is 5 miles per minute. Okay, who is faster? Person going 5 miles in a minute is a little faster than the person only going 4 miles in a minute. They're a mile per minute faster. Okay? Keep this in mind. Always get it per 1 when you want to compare, or per something else. They have to have the per thing the same. Okay, discounts. When you want to find the discount of something, you find the amount saved from the original price. When using the discount in the percent equation, find out how much you save. Once you find out how much you've saved, you have to take that off the original price. So let's look at a problem. So we'll use the percent formula. Percent over 100 equals part over whole. This is whole. This is part. This is percent. So I have 40% they gave me. So I have 40% off $60 for the original price. The original price is the whole price without a discount. Okay. So I'm going to get a different color. I have to see 40% of 100 goes into something out of 60. I'm going to divide this by 10 because 100 doesn't go into 60. Divide that by 10, you get 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4. Now I can do this. How many times does 10 go into 60? 6 times. How many times does 4 times 6? 4 times 6 is 24. Now, 24 is not what I am paying. 40% was my discount, so my 24 is my discount. So if I look at my 20% or my 40% discount, I have a $24 discount. That means I saved $24. So I subtract that from the original price. So 60 minus 24, borrow. 10 minus 4 is 6. 5 minus 2 is 3. And my Tennessee jersey would be $36. It's a heck of a deal for a Tennessee jersey. And if I had $36, I would definitely get it. Okay, if you have any questions at all on your exit ticket, make sure you come back to this video and it should show you how to do any of these problems. Talk to you later. Bye.